What's going on YouTube? Today I want to talk about my Sig Sauer P232. This happens to be the SL. I also have the P232 that's just in the blue. And I'm going to talk about this pistol today and why this is my favorite concealed carry gun even in 2020 based on all the guns that I've carried and just my experience with concealed carry. Now, before we go any further, no magazine and the gun's safe, nothing in the chamber. I will actually go a step further and I can show you the takedown lever, little arm that you pull right there, and I got it. Once that little arm is pulled down, then the back will pull off and pull back. And then the gun is very similar to a Walter PPK or a PP or a PPKS. Anything in that, very similar. It's Sig's take. But what's outstanding about this particular model, the Sig Sauer P232 SL. My camera will focus here in a second. I hope it does. It's focusing on me. Well, maybe there it is. You see it there. Sig Sauer P232 SL. This is the one that I always wanted. It's just beautiful. It's milled out of stainless steel, very high quality. It has a little weight to it, but these are straight blowback designs, so that little bit of weight does help. I just find them to be very accurate guns. As you can see, there's your last shot hold open on the magazine. The magazine would push that up, that little piece right there. I'll demonstrate by putting the magazine, and yes, this is loaded, I'm aware. So it's not going to push it up because it's loaded. But if it wasn't unloaded, the follower right there would push that little tab up, and that would cause it to catch on the last shot. So let me go ahead and get that out of the ball game here. Nice and empty. That's what we want to see. Okay, I'm going to put the slide back on. Comes down, that little lever, you just flip it back. And now when you come back, it's locked. That's all there is to it. Now these are extraordinary pistols. They're just sleek, and you see the hammer's back. That's actually a decocker, not a safety. They don't have safeties. But that's what you want, because if you need to draw this gun, every day I carry it in this holster, a Pendex carry. And I think this holster is for like a bigger gun. I've carried a few guns in it, but it hides it. It puts it right at the level of my waist that I like. And it's just an excellent pistol. I mean, I've probably put, I'd say through this one right here, which is not my first. I'm going to show you my first one in a minute. I probably put, I'd say at least 700 rounds through this gun. Most of this right here, believe it or not, Tula 380, or I think it's Monarch. It's at a sporting goods store in Texas. It's made by Bernal. It's made Russian ammo. That's all I'm saying. Steel cased Russian ammo. Yes, I know that you might wear your extractor out, but that's a solid stainless extractor. I've never had any issues. I don't see any excessive wear on it, and I'd much rather get 200 rounds for 40 bucks, which is kind of what I'm getting this stuff for. And not only that, I can show you a target here. Here is my Sig Sauer P232 SL. There's 10 shots at 25 yards. And I could definitely improve that. That's just standing at 25 yards, taking my time. Not too much time, but that's just a general, if I'm doing that well at 25 yards, you can believe at 5 and 10 yards, they're all in the square. I mean, it's a very accurate gun. Or at 10 yards, right around the outskirts of it. It's going to do the job if I had to pull the gun in a situation. And that's one of the things that really attracts me to this gun. The barrel's attached to the frame. That's an inherently accurate design. Uh, these are the Hogue grips. Well, actually, they're Sig Sauer, but I think they're made by Hogue. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%, but I know that these are very popular on my original. Let me show you. Focus. Okay. My camera does that, you guys. Here's my original, my first. That's what I mean. It came in the box. Found it at a pawn shop actually about 4.5 years ago, and came with the rubber grips and the hard plastic. Now that's an aftermarket magazine. Oh, right here. It's made by Pro Mag, and I just, I like to have two magazines for each gun, and I will go ahead and safety check this. As you can see, we're out and back. It catches on empty. Has a hill release, European style. I don't mind that one bit. I'm gonna decock it. There's nothing in it. They also have a loaded chamber indicator, and if you see, if I press with my side of my finger, that little bit of red coming out. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you can. So you can tell when a round's in there. But this is my first gun, or first Sig Sauer P232. Now, this has a solid steel blued frame, and if I'm correct, and I think I am, this isn't steel, the lower on this one. It's actually a better carry gun because it's lighter, but I just love the solid stainless just because of the quality. But this is quality too, by all means. I mean, I think it's an alloy, has all the German markings. They both do, all the proof marks. They're made in Germany. And they're outstanding guns. I'm pretty sure they quit making these in the late 90s. You can see the sights on the original there. They're 3-dot, painted white. And on the SL, the stainless model, the 232, the 232 SL, that just means all stainless. It has Trijicon night sight. Not Trijicon, they're, what am I trying to say? Uh, Tritium. I'm pretty sure they were Tritium. And, you know, it's been 20 years since this pistol was made, and in that amount of time, the tritium inserts, they no longer glow like they once did, but it's still let me not put my head in there, but if you can get an idea of the side picture, it's a pretty good side picture. It's a great pistol, and I can show you the targets from both of them here. I showed you the 232 SL already, and here is the 232. So I actually did a little bit better with the 232. And you see how they have that cluster right there in the middle on this one? I could have tightened that up. That's just me, but that's 25 yards. And I expect a gun to shoot reasonably well at 25 yards because who knows? You might need to take a shot. And the way these guns fit your hand, you can get on there. It's a good gun. Let me put it this way. For concealed carry, I've carried, what was my first carry gun? Boy, I'm gonna have to do some thinking. Uh, I can just say I've carried Makarovs, which are excellent guns. Albeit there's one slight issue I have with the Makarov, and I'll do a video on that one day. And I've also carried the Keltec series, the P11, 11 rounds of 9mm, small package, sounds great. If you're 5 and 10 yards, it probably is. But if you need to take that 25-yard shot, those little plastic sights on top are not going to do near the job that, the 3-dot that you see here. Wow, I just can't seem to, it's inverted, they're good sights. I can hit a Coke can at 25 yards with that just about every shot. And even with cheap Russian ammo that doesn't cost me anything. Of course, I carry better ammo and I test the better ammo before I just go and carry it. I shoot a couple through it just to make sure point of impact's the same. Sometimes it'll change. But you do want to practice with the ammo that you intend to use. Yep. I don't know if they're probably 84 grain or 96 or something right there. 380, 9mm Kurtz. That's what the Germans call it, Kurtz for shorts. 9x17 would be 380. 9x18 is Makarov. 9x19 is the Luger or Parabellum. So I have no problem with the 380. It's still a 9mm, roughly, it's a 9mm diameter bullet. It just has a little bit less grains. You go from 115, or at the heaviest, I've seen 9mm in the 9mm Parabellum. I've seen it in 145 or 150 grain. but generally it's 115 grain and somewhere around 1150 feet per second. This stuff here is just around 85 grains, 86, maybe 95, and you're getting, if I remember right, it's like 1050 or something right around there. So it's it does the job. In my experience, it shoots like a. I've shot barrels with a 38 special, for instance, and this stuff is out penetrated the 150 grain 38 special plus P in many cases that I've seen with my own eyes. Now, often that's the full metal jackets, the cheap Russian stuff that I probably shoot the most of, but it just I feel comfortable with it. I know I can make hits. Now your capacity, you're only getting 7+1. In the original Sig Sauer mags like this one, or in the blue, this one, this one here will cost you about 85 to 95, and then the stainless ones might be 95 to 110 I've seen on eBay on the used market, which is, you might find it cheaper at a gun show. I don't know. I know the Pro Mags that work just fine that are also metal and just about identical. I think they're like, I don't know, 30 or 35 bucks or somewhere around 30 bucks, and they I've never had one jam. So, but these are just an outstanding pistol. I've carried, boy, I've carried 22s, like oh, I've carried the Beretta 950B Jetfire in caliber 25 ACP. Carried the Beretta Model 21A. Those are outstanding guns, easy to conceal. I mean, geez, you can put them in a coat pocket, you can slip them in your pocket with one of those little sleeves over them. They're good guns, but if you actually had to use your gun, I'm of the opinion, I've done lots of hunting, and I just don't see a grown man going down from one shot with a 22 unless it happened to get the spinal cord, the neck, or actually penetrate into his head. I think a grown man could probably take several shots from a 22 and still be a threat, and that's probably the case even with 380 or 9mm. I mean, you talk to guys that are coming back from the military. Some of these, Navy SEALs and Marines, they've been shot 10 or 15, 20 times, and they're still in action. It's shot placement is key, and that's why I value accuracy. And you're going to see lots of targets and lots of the videos that I'm going to post nowadays, just because I want you to get an idea of the practical accuracy that, I'm a decent shot. I'm not the best, but I shoot pretty decent. I have a steady hand. Uh, here's just an example, some American Hornady. This stuff is 90 grain. I don't know if they're going to give me 1,000 feet per second. 90 grain, 1,000 feet per second. Yep. And at 100 yards, 845 feet per second. It's stout. I would parabellum's better, but hey, this is a small gun. I mean, you see that my hand, but yet it's not so small that I wouldn't have confidence with it. I know I can make hits with this. And it's sleek. I mean, it just fits the hand. Geez, I could cock the hammer if I wanted to. I can decock that hammer. It's double action. Once again, checking my chamber because I am in a dry fire. It's double action. It just, it's a great pistol. And it's a beautiful gun too. It's a good looking design. Like I said, I think they quit making these around 1996, or somebody's going to know the exact date, but in the late 90s. This model was quite expensive. I think it was 960 or somewhere around there. But on the used market, you can find these for, I think I bought this one used actually from a civilian. I bought this one at a pawn shop with the box, two magazines, two Sig Sauer magazines. I normally carry a little spare mag in my pocket like this, and this is the one I carry actually. It's hot and loaded, but uh, I got it two magazines in the box, and you can see Sig. I mean, it's a nice box, and they give you a real nice trigger guard. I mean, if you had children or something, Sig it's a quality company. I paid $338 for this gun at a pawn shop. That was just about it's 2020 right now, about to be 2021. This was I got this one about 4.5 years ago. So the deals are out there. You just got to find them. But these are excellent pistols. They're just very high quality. Can't go wrong. I've carried other pistols, PA-63, a Hungarian PA-63. That's military and police. That's actually a good option. I still would rate this a little better because it doesn't have a safety. If you have to use your gun, that safety can get you killed. You're already out of your element. Everything's gone wrong. And I know the nervousness will set in. I've never had to pull a gun, but I've been close 2 times in my life, and one of them was a really bad situation. So I mean, if I didn't jump in my car, slam the door, and get out of there, I probably would have killed 2 men and possibly gotten killed myself. It was a bad day. This is back in my past. It was, you know, don't even want to get into it. I was not in the wrong. I was a victim of something that was going on. I was about to get robbed. So I'll just say that. But anyways, these are outstanding pistols. If you can find one for $500, that's what I paid for this one. Private seller. It's about 6 months ago. Great pistol. Like I said, I got that amazing. It's like 338 or something I paid on this. It was amazing. They're accurate. What can I say? It's like in my opinion, it's a Walter. It is it's a more refined version of the Walter PPK or PPKS. That's how I see a Sig Sauer P230 or 232. And the 232 is just a little bit of a step ahead from the P230. And it's the ergonomics of the grip. These original grips are actually worth more than I'm pretty sure they're Hogue or somebody makes them for Sig. They say Sig Sauer on them. They say Sig Arms. So, and they feel excellent. I mean, boy, and I have big hands, but I can't argue with these guns. They are excellent performers. So if you see one of these, go ahead and pick it up if you can get it at the right price. So that there is just the video I wanted to make today. As you guys know, I am a Christian, or if you didn't know, I have quite a few Christian videos on my channel, and I want to do a lot more of that coming up. So guns have always been a hobby of mine. Sometimes they've been a hobby that's out of control a little bit, but I can't say it's poor stewardship. I have always made, uh, I've got what I've paid or more back. It's just been more of I'm being honest with myself. Sometimes a hobby kind of can be more than it should be. So it's something that I definitely have to watch. So, you know, but the 232, it's an excellent gun. And you guys just stay encouraged. You know, he I am 100% certain. I know that I know that I know that Jesus is the Son of God. I was born again back when I was 20 years old, and it was a very powerful experience. And if you seek the kingdom of God and you seek righteousness, and like Jesus said, there has to come a point where your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and the Pharisees. They were hypocrites, they were liars. He came to his own, and they did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right to become the children of God, sons of God. What I'm saying is, if you get honest, because that's what they weren't, and if you seek the Lord with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, then he is going to honor his word, where seek and ye shall find. God will make a way. So, and if you are a believer, hey, stay strong in the faith. He is, whatever we do is for his glory. So, whatever gifts or talents, I know I've been given a few talents when it comes to firearms and just shooting and, that type of shooting sports in general. It's just I never have had desire to watch sports. I just don't get into it. There's nothing wrong with it. Sports are awesome if you're into sports. It's just with me, the game's outside of my control, and I've never really been a fan type. If I go, I'll have fun, but it's just not something that I watch in my own home. I don't know. We're all different. We're all unique. We're all gifted, and we're a unique creation. So there's going to be many more videos to come, you guys. I just wanted to say something today about the Sig Sauer P232, and excellent. It's my favorite concealed carry gun ever made. I don't see the 380 as a disadvantage. Shot placement. It'll do the job. Generally, I'll carry my magazine in the gun with like Spear Gold Dot or something like this Hornady American Gunner. Like a good defensive hollow point. And then I'll carry my spare mag on my waist. I'll have that full of like, Federal, American Eagle, Full Metal Jackets, just so I have a magazine that I know I'm going to get adequate penetration. If for some reason the hollow points uh, that are typically in there did not. But I've seen, just in my experience, like I said, it's shooting barrels with 357, 38 special. I've seen 380 punch through both sides and, go into wood even a little bit further. I think it's shooting 2x4s. I think I was getting 2.5 2x4s out of this. It was slightly more than my 38 specials, even with plus Ps, with the 150 grains. So, with that 38, it's a revolver caliber. It's not really a good comparison here. I mean, it's hardier than 32. I'll say that. Even though 32 is a outstanding round, it just shoots so easy, especially in the wall. I have a Walter PP. Different video for a different day, but I feel more comfortable with the 380 than I do the 32. Uh, I don't have any problem with the caliber. I think it's adequate for sure. It's just how do you shoot it? So, well, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video for now. But like I said, if you can find one, I would say 450 to 6, depending on condition. I'd say 500 to 8, depending on condition. If they're nice, pick it up. Excellent gun. Never had any issues, no jams, none. And I've probably put, I'd say 700 rounds through this, probably 1200 through this. Really, uh, quite a few rounds. No issues. So, you guys have a great day. Stay tuned. I'm going to have other videos coming. God bless.